Well, let's see how far, or how close, I should say, Iran is to economic collapse. Former advisor to President Trump Sebastian Gorka is with us now. That's the question at this point. We've just got new sanctions. Are they close to economic collapse?
Well, they have been so adventurous, to put it mildly, in the region, spreading their assets and being involved militarily from Yemen to Iraq, that they have spread themselves very, very thin, and this is starting to hurt them economically. One of the most interesting things about the recent protests in Iran, Stuart, is unlike 2009, when they were almost all concentrated in the capital of Tehran, they're all over the country. So it's one of the great paradoxes of dictatorships, that at a certain point in time, they become very, very fragile. And when these new sanctions bite, it could mean an even more fragile Mullah regime.
Let's see about that. All right, Sebastian, at the top of the hour, I issued forth with an editorial. I said Italian populist politicians are talking economic nonsense. I don't think the populists in Italy have an answer to the problems of Europe and the financial problems of Italy. You going to take me on? Am I wrong?
Look, I don't think we're in big disagreement. I'm very excited by things like Brexit and, of course, the Trump phenomena. But because you're annoyed with bureaucracy, the administrative state, politics as business as usual, doesn't mean you have the answers. And the answers have to deal with entitlements. They have to deal with immigration policy. They have to deal with the fact that you have 11% unemployment in Italy. You have a government debt ratio of almost 140%. These are things that you don't solve by saying Italy, Italy, Italy. You've got to have some actual answers, and these guys really don't.
I suspect you and I agree on this, that it all goes back to Angela Merkel opening the door to millions of migrants. And I think that started the whole ball of wax rolling here. I put it all on her doorstep. How about you?
No, I absolutely do. When you have an individual who detaches reality from her ideology, she said in her, her New Year's Eve statement a year ago, the greatest threat to our nation is jihadism, but we will have zero limit on immigration of refugees. Well, then you're living in a fantasy land. If these people, who aren't really refugees in the most part, are coming there because of the welfare state, because of the benefits, and you don't have people paying into that system because you're not having children, well, it's just basic mathematics. Sooner or later, the whole thing has to collapse.
Do you think that's going to happen? Do you think that the euro as a currency is going to collapse?
Well, look, what have we just heard? The central bank, the European Central Bank, was supposed to ease was supposed to wind down the quantitative easing later this year. I think the crisis in Italy means they can't do that. So, yes, I think the EU, in the way it was originally envisaged by the bureaucrats, has got maybe a couple of years left. And then it's just going to be people who vote out and say, we want national sovereignty. And at that point, it's moribund, Stuart. It's moribund.
Sebastian Gorka, you saw it coming a long time ago. Thanks for being with us this morning.
Why am I here?
Right. Precisely. Sebastian, thanks a lot, sir. We'll see you again soon.
Thanks, guys.
All right.